Hello? I think it's working. Hey guys. I hope it's working. Because let's just say technology has been an issue the past few days. If you are here, hello. I know it's very spontaneous. I just want to do like a mid-month check-in. So I'll give a few minutes for people to come in and then I'll kind of like go into everything of what's happening on my back end because it's been a lot. And I feel like I wanted to tune you in and how I'm feeling, all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. We have Loki here as my co-host just behind me. I apologize now because he's been bathing for like a solid 30 minutes. So hopefully he's done. Hi, baby boy. But hi, guys. How are you? Um, yeah, I know it's what is it, Friday? It's Friday night. And I'm using a service that sometimes takes a while for comments to get to me. So if you're saying hello or whatever and I'm not responding, I'm not ignoring you, I promise. I just don't see them yet. And also, hopefully everything's working right because this is a different setup than normal. I, again, will go into it in just a minute. But happy Friday. I just posted it on also the Facebook group. And I actually have like a whole list of stuff to talk about today. I'm kind of prepared, although I'm really not prepared at all. I was just talking to Dave. I was like, oh, I want to go live. And actually, I was supposed to go live with my paid Patreon members this evening. It was supposed to start 6, but there's just been stuff happening that I couldn't get ready in time. So I didn't want to just completely bail. And so I'm doing just like a live with YouTube just to kind of like test things out before I head to do other things. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't show me if people are here, which is annoying. Let me just go to YouTube to see if people are here because I'm not sure if you're seeing it. Yes. Okay, people are here. I just can't see you yet. Okay. So let's go over my list of stuff. Also, if you're puzzling, I would love to know what you're puzzling, where you're tuning in from. Loki is wondering if you have any cats who are also helping. He is so cute and purry right now. He's been getting a ton of affection today. Dave is home currently. So if you've missed my vlog, I kind of went into some of the updates there. So Dave has been working in Portland during the week. He is on a couple ships down there, and then he has a ship here in Seattle too. So he's kind of bouncing around between a few different projects. So he's there Monday through Thursday, at least for this week. Next week he is down there again Monday through Friday. And then going forward, probably a couple weeks a month, he may also be down there. So I'm going to be home alone quite a bit. So I will love to hang out with them this weekend, which would be great. Okay, yay! I finally see like there's an eye that says like how many people are watching. Awesome. So he's been down there. I've been up here with the kitties, and so he came home last night, which was great. And so this weekend we'll hang out with each other, and then he's gone again on Monday. And this is not the first time something like this has happened. His work, he's kind of like military but civilian. So he's been to places like Hawaii, Japan, Virginia, pretty much anywhere there is a Navy base. He has been there sometimes for extended times. Like before we moved up here, he was in Washington for about 10 months without me. And then he came home. We decided to move here. So we moved here. But before that, he traveled a ton for work. So kind of get back into the swing of things with the new company that he's working with is that he's going to be traveling a lot, which means a lot of puzzling time for me. But it also means like all the household duties are all on me when he's gone. So, oh, you see a birdie? Oh, it's right there. There's a chickadee right outside the window. Aw. And so today it's a much different. Oh, hey, Suze. Oh, fun. You're doing speed puzzling online. I did a random one yesterday, actually in person. I think the little mini short is on YouTube. I think I put it there. But I was invited to be at one that was in the next town over from me, which was really great. Jean and Kathy Boyder was like, "Hey, are you gonna be there?" And I was like, "What is this?" And it was the first ever speed puzzling competition in Marysville, and I can't. I mean, I can say that I won because I was the one who had the crown. Like me and Cosmo ended up pairing up together, and we did win. But let's just say when Kathy and Jean go to competitions, they are very strategic, where they don't put in the last 10 pieces, so they aren't necessarily the winners. And in the meantime, they had snacks. They chatted with the organizers. They went upstairs and did the observation. They were taking pictures. And when they were all distracted, me and Cosmo won. So, I mean, there was like a solid 15 minutes after them, but I'll take it. I got the crowd in the little plant. But it was fun. It was a braid I never tried before. I don't think I have it up here. But it was a cute image. It was national parks because they're celebrating all the national parks in the area. So that was fun. Um, it was a good time to hang out with everybody. I brought a tote of puzzles and I was like, please take some. Which, of course, I met some new puzzle friends that are local, and I was telling everyone about the new puzzle library that I opened up in Arlington, and they're so excited about it. So that's exciting. It's going to be, I think, a hit around here because there's a lot of puzzlers in Washington. Um, so also I have some coffee. I don't drink coffee often, maybe like once or twice a month. Today's a coffee day. With Dave gone, that means the cats are still on his schedule, and he's usually the one that feeds them in the morning. And he feeds them at like 4 in the morning when he wakes up. And so then I was feeding them at 4 in the morning, but could not fall back to sleep. And I go to bed pretty late. So I was only getting like 3 hours of sleep when he was gone. So pretty tired right now. But then also with Everyday May, it's not as bad. I did a lot of prep work beforehand. So for the past 2 weeks, it's been pretty much running. I'm at the point now, though, where I have a couple of videos filmed. They're not edited yet. But they're filmed, which is good. And then I and then out of content. So I'm in the process of like filming, editing, and posting all on the same day. So I don't know if I'll be able to post tomorrow. I'm gonna try my best, but I may not be able to post tomorrow. Mostly because of Miss Penny. We can blame Penny for what happened this week. So on Thursday, it was yesterday afternoon, um, I had to wake up to feed the cats, and I couldn't quite fall back to sleep. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just edit it and post today's video. So that's what I was doing, and I was doing it in bed, and I was waiting for it to upload, and it was taking its sweet time. So I was waiting for it to upload, and I will eventually get to the puzzling. I just want to get through these updates. um, and I had fallen asleep, and when I fell asleep, hi, Peggy! Was when I woke up, Penny was biting the corner of my screen of my computer, and it was no longer working. And I could still use the computer, but it had to be attached to a monitor, which was not the best plan. It wasn't quite working. Like, it worked fine. I was able to do what I needed to, but yeah, a big hurdle that I was not expecting. And so then I looked up because I wasn't sure if I had Apple Care. I'm usually someone who doesn't buy the extended warranty because I'm like, I never use it. Of course, this is one of the times I did not buy the extended warranty, and the warranty ends like next week. So I was like, oh crap, I need to bring it to like Apple now. And so I had made an appointment to get my screen fixed, and it said to go to Best Buy, and I was like, oh, okay. So I went to Best Buy this afternoon. They were like, yeah, I think it'd be faster if you just went to Apple directly. So I said, oh, okay. So then I went to Apple, which is not close. Like Best Buy was, I had to go to a different one because the Geek Squad that's near us doesn't do that type of thing. So I went to a different one. And then I had to go to a different place to Apple, which was like a 45-minute drive from us. And then when I got there, of course, we didn't have an appointment. And the appointment that she had for the day was like right at the same time as our workout. So we're like, oh, we'll come back tomorrow. She originally was like, oh, I'll schedule you to go to Best Buy. And we were like, Best Buy just told us to come here. She's like, oh, okay. So it was just like a bouncing around situation. And I was then nervous because she was saying like they might have my computer up to a week depending on parts. And I was like, I can't go long without a computer because that's like my whole job. Not just for like YouTube content, but for like Puzzle Warehouse and brands and such. And so I was like, that's not gonna work. And I was already contemplating getting a desktop just because I wanted to have a space here where I could like film and edit and do things like in my office and actually use it as office space. And it's also right next to our internet. It's like right here. So it's like really good internet. Oh, hi. Hi, baby boy. And so we went to Best Buy after Apple. And it was the Best Buy that I normally go to, the one that I actually like. The one that I went to earlier, they were just, I don't know, they're not helpful. And so then I went to the Best Buy that was close to us. And I was like looking at, like, what's it called? An iMac? Yeah, it's like the desktop version of a MacBook. Just because with Apple stuff, with Apple stuff, it's so easy. It's so much easier just for things to like have the same platform. Because then if I have things on the cloud, I can. Did you say, but it's every day? I know, right? That's what I was like. I can't have my computer without it. And so with iCloud, I can at least have all of my, at least the ones that are on my phone can communicate with all of my devices versus having like a PC or something like that where it does it like I have to like do loopholes to get it to certain places. So I wanted to have an iMac so I could still talk to everything else that I have and have it while my computer is not not working. So that's what we did. Luckily, there's one that was an open box, and he's like, the only reason that it was open is that we got an extra one for some reason. It was like an order, but they had gotten two. And so it's still brand new, but I got like $500 off, which was pretty great. So, and it being a real good deal for it. Still not an expense that I was expecting this month, but I have it. And at least I can edit and such right here in my office, right next to the hi, baby. He is so cute and purry. So that's good, but that took my whole day when I was supposed to be like filming and editing. So that's what happened. Luckily, I should be okay with doing some stuff. There are several videos that are currently on my computer that were edited, but I don't have them on the cloud as far as I know. So those are going to have to wait until it's back. So that's what's happening. Things are delayed because of Miss Penny. And I'll thank her for helping me out so much. The bestest boy, though, is definitely the Loki, who is so purry. I don't know if you can hear him behind me, but he is so purry. And there's a chickadee right outside the window. So there's that. Anyways, I'm going to sit here and have a cup of coffee with you. It is a really good cup of coffee. I only have coffee like a couple times a month. And so this is like a treat when I do. He's being so good. He's watching the screen. So I wasn't sure how it was going to work because I didn't know if it had a webcam, and it does. And I feel like it looks pretty good. I don't know how audio is. Audio is coming from my phone. And so we'll just play around with it for a while. Speaking of streaming stuff, let me get started on this puzzle, and then we'll continue talking because I feel like I need like a segue into getting started with this, and we'll switch angles so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I have this puzzle here that I thought I would try today because I feel like mentally I don't want to do anything huge. Okay, awesome. I didn't want to do anything huge or big or time consuming. And this is something that your iMac is glitching for me. Oh no, that might be the internet because our internet has been very hit or miss today. So on my side it looks fine, but I know our internet has been dropping in and out. So that also might be it. Sorry. Doing many freezes? Oh no. Yeah, I think it might be the internet. So on my end, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. But I have this here. It's from Vermont Christmas Company, and it is called Sleepy Time. And it's a simple sections jigsaw puzzle, so it's 1,000 pieces, but similar to an advent calendar. Um, okay, so I don't know. Sorry, guys. Uh, what is it? Let me see. Oh, so it's similar to an advent calendar where it has little boxes of pieces, but it is not Christmas, which I think is super fun. Um, so I'll switch you over to see what I'm doing, and hopefully that's fine. And as long as the audio is fine, I guess it's okay. But I'll switch you this way. A little blurry. That might be my phone. Hold on. I'm just gonna wipe it down a little bit. Yeah, we'll just see how it is. We have this. Let me open it up. Is there an artist here? Oh, Chiro Marchetti? I always feel like I pronounced that wrong. But I just thought I'd do this while I'm sitting here. So yeah, Everyday Me has been good. I'm wondering what has been your favorite video so far? For me, my favorite one to edit was definitely the murder mystery puzzle video from White Mountain. Because that one, so my editing software has voice changer, and you can choose from like a ton of different voices, and you can like change the pitch and like the dialect and like all these different things. And so I was having way too much fun with the voice changer, and I feel like it turned. Can you put your phone at 1.5? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Put my phone on 1.5 what? Zoom out. No, because I'm on the front side. If I can go this way. But no, because I don't have it on the backside camera. Although, can I switch it? Let me see. Oh, but then I can't tip it down. That's the issue that I have right now. Okay. And oh, hey! Oh, sorry. So this is the image. Ooh, 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 ooh. Here we go. Boop, 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 boop. That's what it's looking like. Super cute. It's interesting because I feel like it's like it was definitely like computer made. So we'll see how it is. But we have a poster. And then we have the boxes. And the boxes are super cute. So normally it's like little Christmas scene, but it has this, which is fun. Okay. So let's see what section 1 is. Do I want to look at the pieces, the picture? Maybe not. I'm just going to do a few of them. I'm not going to do all of them tonight. I just want to hang out with you while doing something and updating you on everything that's happening on my side of things. Sorry for the quality of this whole situation. Yeah, it is what it is. But we switched internet people, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like we've just run into issues all over the place in the area. There really isn't a good one. So we switched one to hopefully make things better. I don't know if it actually did make it better, but it is what it is. It's fine. We'll make it work. And next time, maybe I'll be a little bit more prepared and give you a heads up, but also play around with some things. I literally just, oh, good. So I literally just set up my computer. Like I just took it out of the box and I was like, I'm going to do a live just to see how it is. But I'm excited it at least has a camera. And going back to my thing about streaming stuff is I'm really tempted depending on, I don't know, I feel like I want to play, I feel like I need my laptop for it. But I really want to do Twitch, which I know not many people are on Twitch, and it's definitely more, I feel like a younger crowd than I am, but I feel like it would be fun. because it's live streams and that's all it is live streams, which is fun. But I also feel like sometimes live streams can be a lot on YouTube sometimes. First, I feel like Twitch is not as high stakes. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that was my thinking. But I think if I was to do Twitch, I would want a really nice, there's a webcam that I really want. So, can you get Starlink? Starlink out here is stupid expensive because it's such a high saturated area. Just to sign up is like $2,000 right now. And that doesn't include the stuff. So it's $2,000 plus you have to buy the stuff and then you have to buy the service on top of it. And it's like extra high because of how what's the word? In demand it is. It's in high demand out here because again, we don't have a good internet service. So I would love to do that, but no, we cannot at the moment. But my sister, my sister wants to do a live stream with another puzzler. Wants you to do a live stream. Oh, fun! I've watched a couple of them. I've watched Hannah and Ashley. I think it's Ashley, and it just sounds fun. You know, you're just sitting there puzzling with a camera on. Like I could do that. I mean, I could do that here too, but I feel like I want to be a lot more interactive here. Where there, I feel like you can just have it going. You know, hope that makes sense. But there's a lot of branches on this puzzle. But me and Dave have been going to the movies quite often. We have the Regals Unlimited. That's insane. That's awesome. I am jealous. Yeah, we do not have that option here. Regal. And so I've been going to movies a ton, and it's funny because when I go, we've been like the only people there, which is kind of nice. Like I went to Les Mis the other day, and someone was funny because I was saying how Les Mis was fun, and I know Les Mis is a very like intense movie, but it's fun when you're the only person in the cinema and you can sing the songs. So that's why I was having so much fun with it, is because it was just me in there by myself with my bucket of popcorn singing to Les Mis. So I had a great time. It was a good one. And then we're going to see the Great Sheep Detectives or something like that tomorrow. Something like that. Which is, I mean, it's been fun because it's for us now that we have the Regal Unlimited passes. It's a pretty cheap date night because we also have the 50% off popcorn thing. And so it ends up only costing us like $15 for a date night at the movies, which, as you guys know, the movies are not cheap. So we've been trying to make the most of it. We only bought 3 months. We'll see if we'll keep take earplugs to Regal Theater because I hear you. Yeah, this one's not as like booming. I know there's one that was an AMC and it was like intense surround sound, blah blah blah. This one is a much older theater, so it's not as bad. But it's been fun. So I've been going at night even when Dee's asleep, just because I'm like, well, if I'm gonna watch a movie, I can watch a movie at home on the TV, or I can go to the movies. So I've been going to the movies, and ours does a lot of like older movies. We went and saw Grease, but on like the big screen. I saw Les Mis on the big screen. We saw Dirty Dancing on the big screen, which is just super fun. And if you didn't have the Regal Pass, it'd be like $5. Like those ones aren't like super expensive. But we've been trying to get the most out of it while we have it. So, yeah. We had one theater in town where I live, and it was a Regal. It closed a couple months ago, so I have to go to another town. I hope ours doesn't close because I don't know how they're surviving. I mean, rent out here is not cheap. And again, I mean, I am going to like later shows, but I can't believe they're still like showing the movie when there's one person inside of the theater, you know? Oh, I have an extra edge piece. It might just be from a different box. We'll see. I feel like I do on this. Here we go. Yeah, I feel like that one. Oh, no, I had something wrong. I had a piece in the wrong spot. It was clearly wrong. It's this one. There we go. Much better. Hi. What? What are you doing? I've also been on Twitch for, what's it called? Sims. I don't have a computer strong enough for Sims. I don't know if this one could do it. Probably not, because I just use all the memory for videos. So I'm just like looking at my list of stuff of things I wanted to talk about and ask you guys. So does anyone have any weekend plans? Because we do not, and it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice just to hang out at home. Oh no, that's a bummer. Can you get some like digital jigsaw puzzles? I haven't done them before, but people always ask me about them. I know there's a lot of, I keep saying Twitch. I'm sorry, I'm going to be over Twitch in just a second. But that's what a lot of them do that are puzzle channels. They just sit there and do digital jigsaw puzzles live. Which I'm like, I could do that. I don't know if I'd want to do that. Like I'd want a real puzzle, but I know a lot of people who do them. And actually, Goodway Licensing, who works for Puzzle Warehouse, they've been doing some licensing stuff with them. So it's actually like truly artist based, not just like a digital thing for some of them, which is kind of fun. Let me see. Not sure how this goes. The tricky first section because it's all just like leaves and branches. I don't know if that's right. I feel like I also haven't been puzzling that's a lie. I just haven't been doing a ton of bigger puzzles right now. And it's mostly because I have the next big puzzle that I need to do. I just pulled it and I feel like I'm gearing up all of my sorting power for it. So that's going to be in Everyday May, but it's towards the end of the month. So stay tuned for that because that's going to be a challenge for sure. But it should be fun. I'm excited. I was able to recruit some people yesterday when I was at my little event. So hopefully I can get it done. Yeah, I know. I do hope I can get it done. Oi. Hi. Mwah. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. He is such a love bug, huh? Okie dokie. Also, my work puzzle to-do stack is getting quite large. I think that might have to be like my next project is like this week, I really need to focus on work puzzles. So it might just be more just like puzzle with me style of videos for this coming week and try to get through a few of them because I have 5 there that are all 1,000 pieces. Oh, and there's that one. And then there's a wooden one that I need to do. I've been trying to keep up with it, but it just is a lot, you know? So I think that's what I'll plan on this week is try to get through a few of those before heading back into the gumball machine. Oh, and I also pulled a gumball machine earlier that was 1,000 piece. Okay, so yeah, quite a few puzzles that I need to get through right now. Oh my gosh, the chopstick sabotage. I didn't really read the sabotages when I put them in there because they were just the ones that the Facebook group gave me. And yeah. Like for one, the candle one was so tough because it was making me so tired. Every single time I started that puzzle, I instantly wanted to go to bed. And so it took me like a week to get through that puzzle because I was so sleepy. It was a fun challenge, but I feel like I should have audited them a little bit more. But the chopsticks one was fun. I'm glad I only did it with a 1,000 piece puzzle because yeah, it was a lot. But I had a fun time. And it wasn't as bad, although I thought I was going a lot faster because I was like excited when I could like move the pieces and I'd get a few. And then an hour goes by and I finally finished the puzzle and I could not believe it took me an hour to do that puzzle because I thought I was going super fast. Clearly not. So, you know what? It's funny because me and Dave for a while, when he was with his other company, was on a short list to possibly move to Japan. And part of me is thinking that's probably a good idea we didn't because I don't know how I would have done with the chopsticks. But it was fun. It was a fun challenge. I don't know what the other sabotages are. I think there's one that's like doing 2 puzzles at once, but I'm switching like every 5 minutes. So I think that's one of them. Cannot puzzle by candlelight. Might as well be. It was tough. My eyes definitely got adjusted. Like they definitely like dilate and you get like super huge pupils. Um, it might also be because that's how I grew up was like doing puzzles by candlelight. But yeah, it was a challenge for sure, but it was fun. I feel like it could be like a really fun date night for me. I don't know if that's Dave's ideal date night, but I think it'd be fun. Oh, but yeah, that was I like the sabotages. I feel like I also though need to be in like the right mindset for sabotage because some of them are quite tricky. But we'll see when the next one comes. No idea when. Someone asked earlier if the gumballs are rigged. I don't know how that would be because I put them in a giant bowl, like kind of mushed them all together, and then just dumped them into the gumball machine. I'm like, how? How could I have rigged that? Um, so they are not rigged. No. I'm just as surprised to get whatever it is. Sometimes I really regret it too. Like there's, I still have to do the wildlife collection from Tracer. There's still a couple there. There's a lot of puzzles on my to-do list, but it's fine. All right, section 1 is done. Here's what it's looking like. Can I pick it up? Yes, I can. Okay. Here's what it's looking like. Boop, 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 boop. So it's just like their advent calendars. Rigged to do what? Oh, someone was asking if the gumball, like the capsules that are in there, are in like a particular order. I'm like, the one that would kind of defeat the whole purpose of a randomized thing, and 2, no. Like, I don't know how I would do that. So, I don't know. How did sabotage come about? Oh, the Facebook group so the Casual Puzzlers has a Facebook group, and they came up with them for the gumball machine. So I think there's a dozen or so. And I've done 3 so far, so there's still a few in the gumball machine. All right, moving on to number 2, which I think is this bird. I'm guessing the bird and the egg, so this whole nest situation. Maybe the very top of the owl head. Woo. Oh, bye. Have fun. See me tomorrow. Maybe not. I might not have a video tomorrow because of everything that happened today. That's why I'm here. Although I guess I could have done my live stream tomorrow, but I also wanted to hang out with Dave. So we'll see. It depends on how much I can edit and film. I have to do everything over because a lot of my stuff is on my computer. I love it. It's so great. Okay, let's see. Edges. I feel like this set would be really fun in the morning. Like, wake up, and if you only had like 5 minutes to puzzle for the day, you know, you like wake up, go downstairs. Well, for me, this is my thinking about having something like this. Because I'd wake up, go downstairs, love the cats, put on the tea kettle, maybe clean the kitchen for a couple minutes while that happens. And then as I'm drinking my tea and having breakfast, I'm like sitting there doing my little, 50 pieces? And then you're done. You've had breakfast, and then you can start your day knowing that you've actually like worked on your puzzle. That's my thinking. Yeah, you like that idea too? I don't know if you could hear him. You should make a day in the life of the cats. There'd be a lot of them sleeping. That'd be cute though. Well, I guess it depends on what cat. Penny might be a fun one because she is all over the place. And she loves her brother Oliver. He cannot go more than like 10 feet without her. And there's this. Hi, baby. Oh, are you finally settling down underneath? Yeah. Speaking of going back to the Facebook group, which by the way is so fun. Hi, Jan. Awesome. So we were talking about the Facebook group, and we are doing a challenge over there. We always do like these little challenges. Right now, it's called the Pan American Challenge, which is like you're driving from Canada to Panama, and you have to hit like certain things, and you have to do like do certain puzzles depending on the landmark. And so it's super fun. And I had to give a huge shout out to Stacy if she ends up watching this later. She does pretty much all of it, which is so helpful. Got some, yeah, they're very talkative kitties. So you hear that, Bubba? They're saying hello. Yeah, he's just purring and kneading away. And so it's fun to see everyone's puzzles, and we're a very like low key group. Like, yes, there are some rules, but we're pretty relaxed about it. Like, if you don't have the exact puzzle, we don't mind if you like be creative of how you can make it work. Because the whole point is just to have fun and do the puzzles that you have and that type of thing. But one of the things that we do each summer, which I'm starting to gear up for, is we have the Missy Peace storyline, which has become like a thing over on my Facebook group, and it's so much fun. So it's kind of like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, but it's Where in the World is Missy Peace, who is a notorious thief who steals pieces around the world, and the goal of course is to get Missy Peace. And there's a whole storyline to it. She has like people that work with her. There's different clues each week, and it's like a huge thing. Well, I'm getting ready for it because it always happens in the summer. And I think I talked about it on the Patreon group. I don't think I've talked about it here, but I started working on it a little bit today, and that is that I'm writing the story behind Missy Peace and like what made her become who she is. It's kind of like a little fiction thing. It's just like a fun little passion project because I love making more work for myself. But it's so much fun. I'm like this close to finishing the first draft. It's like 250 pages. Like it's like an actual book, but it's so much fun. And I'm not really a writer. I'm really just writing it because I think it's fun and it's quirky and it's very puzzly, and I don't know. I just thought it'd be a really fun, just like side project, like creative project. And so I'm hoping to have some of it, or at least the first few chapters, like really dialed in. Maybe I can get it done by the start of the challenge. So that's what I've been working on, is like a creative thing, which, I mean, if you're not part of the Facebook group, you have no idea what I'm talking about, but I think it'll be fun to have. I mean, you don't have to be a part of the group to read it, but that's just another thing that I've added to the list of things. I finished Too Fast. Can I go again once I received my Northern Lights prize next week? I don't know if you want to. I mean, you're not going to get multiple entries there's a prize at the end. I mean, you can do it more than once. I don't care. But I don't think you'll get multiple entries. But they're always fun to do. So yeah, I'm excited for like my little Missy Peace project. I'm sure the book is kind of predictable. Like, that's my thinking. I was like, is this too predictable? Maybe. And I really am not like an author, but I think it'll be fun. I always like the little challenges though in the different Facebook groups of like, it started off, the first one I had done, is this the owl? The first one that I had done was a bingo challenge that Micro Puzzles did during, I think it was COVID. And it was like you had to do certain puzzles based off of the prompts. And then when you got bingo, they entered you into like a little giveaway. And so it's the same type of concept, but I always change it up. So like right now we have like the little driving one, then we have Missy Peace, and then we have like a springtime one. It's fun. I like it. And I like how we're just like very chill, low key. Everyone's welcome. So if you're not part of the Facebook group, please go ahead and join because it's super fun. Boop. This is a fun little puzzle so far. Oh, yeah. Let me have some coffee. I've done the Olympics and puzzle train and a few bingo challenges. Oh, fun. Puzzle Olympics, I heard, is like quite extensive. I've heard mixed feelings about that one, just because it's very involved and they have pretty strict rules. So I'd love to know your take on that because I haven't done it, but I have heard it can be hard to join sometimes because you just like don't know how to navigate it. I know right now my friend Sarah, who's ADHD puzzler on Instagram, she has a game going that's categories. So she does that every May, I believe. So that's something she's doing. I just love how the community like gets creative. I think it's fun. There's all these like little leaves. I'm hoping this gets me into puzzling because I have a lot to do the next few days. Although I'm also trying to hang out with Dave too. So tomorrow, oh, we're great seeing the Great Chief Detective. That's right. We had our workout today. I'd love to know, I know this is going to be a super hard question for you guys to answer, but I would love to know, what is your favorite puzzle brand? I'm very curious. I always love to give you guys questions so you guys can like interact. And I get asked that all the time, like, what's your favorite puzzle brand? And I could probably narrow it down to like 5, you know? Let's see, sorry. I did it 3 times, but I didn't do the winter one this time because they require so many photos. Yeah, I've heard that it can be quite a lot. That makes sense too. I haven't done categories. I once did it was like a battleship game version. I forget who did it. I forget what it was called. Sorry, I'm reading comments. But there's one that was like a battleship, and you did the puzzle, and then you sent the thing, and you either like hit or not hit the puzzle. I forget what it was called. Starlight. What is that brand? Is it Liberty Puzzles? I still need to do a Liberty Puzzle. I have a small little one, and it was beautiful. I also really want to get a what's the brand? I just did a traveling size puzzle from them. Stumpcraft. I really want to get a full size Stumpcraft puzzle because their pieces are like chonky. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Let's see. Liberty Puzzles, Springbok or Ravensburger. Springbok is for me is like hit or miss. You know, I sometimes love them, sometimes I have to be in the mindset for the random cuts. White Mountain, they're just so good. There's one that I did recently called Drive-In Movie. And I was not expecting to love it as much as I did. I think I got it swapped or thrifted, something like that. And I loved it. It was so fun and cozy and just like old school type of vibes. And I loved it. It was so much fun. It was missing a couple pieces because I did get it used. It was so good. And I think I have like 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 white mountains that are still in the gumball machine. So hopefully I can get to another one soon. There's one that I really want to do. I forget what it's called. I'm looking at it. It's like Artist Studio. Let me grab it real quick because it's going to drive me nuts. Oh, sorry. Now I'm grabbing a couple. There's 2 white mountains that I really want to get to. So we have, hold on, I'm going to switch to you so you guys can see it. We have Book Nook. This is a Rose Cat Con image. But it looks so fun. There's so much detail. And it's so like witchy and bookish, you know. And then I really also want to do Art Studio. Because it's like that painting, but it's like just like the window view. But it's like a window view, but then the rest of it is kind of chaotic and crazy. Such good images. And this one is by John Enright. I'm so excited to do this one. So maybe eventually the gumball machine will give me something that I want to do. But although I'm excited to do the flower van. That's the one that was picked the other day, and I'm excited for that one. Okay. Let me see who else wrote. I'm going to switch you back. There we go. Yeah, Robin's Burger is so good. They're just usually they're mostly consistent. I have had some issues with Robin's Burgers. So, you know, just because they're fantastic doesn't mean they also don't run into the sometimes missing a piece. They do usually print darker, you know, those type of qualms, but it's fine. Workshop I've only done, no, I have done a full-size one, but it was years ago, so I don't know if things have changed. I remember liking it. It was like nice matte pieces, and I have done their little puzzles, like the little travel ones that you can bring. So I have done them, but just it's been a long time. Ravensburger Vintage Springboks. Good clarification, because that is different. Gallison's newer stuff. I would say the stuff from like 2019, 2020, very different than if you got them now. New York Puzzles, I need to buy more from them. It's been a bit. They were like my go-to brand for several years. And then it's been a brand that I just like I don't shop directly from them sometimes. So I don't know. It's one of those brands I love buying at the thrift shops. And I have loved every one that I've done. I just feel like I've kind of neglected them for a bit. Yay, we're on number 3, which I'm guessing is like this, this like sky area with a branch. I don't know if it goes further. No, I'm thinking that's it. There's a library book sale this weekend where I live to try to buy new brands. That's fun. I like making used Ravensburgers more than new ones because the dust. Yes, that's one of the bonuses of getting a used Ravensburger is that the dust is mostly cleared out, which is kind of nice. And for me, I don't mind when I buy a thrifted puzzle, and this might be a controversial topic, but if they've sorted out the edge pieces, I love that. Because for me, that's the first thing I'm going to do anyways, and I hate sorting pieces. So if they can give me the edge pieces first, I can at least like knock those out and then do the rest of the puzzle. Like, it just makes me so happy. Which I know some people think that's cheating, but for me, I don't mind. Oh, Jay's up here. Let's see. Sorry, I lost my spot. Seiko Court Puzzles. I have not done one yet. I would love to, though. I have not done one yet. But I would love it. I feel like it would be like super satisfying with the cork pieces. Maybe I need to eBay that. I did one that was a vintage Seiko that was their doubles puzzle. So they had like the jumbo size pieces, but then they had like the mini size piece that goes inside each one. So it's like a 2-piece piece. Does that make sense? Magnolia, Villager, Minty Fizz, all very good choices. I love all of those brands. Uh, then for me, it's like also, I almost feel like I need to have like certain categories. Like you have like the big jumbo brands like Masterpieces, Eurographics, Ravensburger. Like they have those brands, but then you also have like the niche brands like Magnolia, Hollier, Happily. And then you have like the very small like micro brands like Unified Pieces, Aurora. And I almost feel like I could pick like maybe 3 from each category, you know? Oh, Kodak has corkboard puzzles too. Fun. Okay. I feel like I need to invest in one. I think I saw one at a thrift store once, but it was clearly a thrift store there. Things were kind of just everywhere, and there was a high likely chance of things missing. So I didn't buy it, but it would be fun to do. Hi. Love you too. Good night. That would be a fun video. I love the old 90s court puzzles. Okay, that's going to be on my list. I think that'd be super fun. Babe, they said goodnight. Let's see. I don't know if that's right. It was right. Okay. Use white pieces. I'm getting super far in this. There we go. Oh, and then the bird. Oh, I'm distracted. I also have a feeling though, if I was to get one of these for like my morning routine idea, I would want to do more than just one box. You know, it's hard to stop at just like a few pieces and be like, all right, let me go on with my day. But maybe it would be, I don't know. Hi, Sybil. I'm glad you could make it. I feel bad for my Patreon peeps because I was planning on doing my live stream with them, but then everything happened with my computer, so then I had to cancel it, and I was late for this thing. So, but it's fun. I started doing it. I only did it once, but if you want to go over to Patreon, there's a ton of free stuff. So I don't want to be a sales pitch. There's a ton of free stuff, but if you join, I've been trying to do live streams, but like more like Google Meets, so that way we can like talk to each other in person, you know? So I want to do another one. I'll have to reschedule the one that I was supposed to do today because hopefully my computer situation gets resolved. But let's see. Sorry. I just got a bunch of things here at the same time. I have a silly question. Do some of y'all like this way some puzzle smells? Oh, like the cardboard? I don't really notice it. I like sometimes, depending on the brand, because sometimes wooden puzzles, the laser cuts have like a burnt wood smell, and some are like smell really good. But then some are like way too much, and it like gives you a headache. So I do like it sometimes when it's a wooden puzzle, but I don't really notice it too much with cardboard. So there's that. I do, one thing I'm always hesitant about when buying thrifted puzzles is I can't do ones that like smell like cigarette smoke because you just can never get the smell out of the puzzle. You can like air it out, put it outside, do all the things, but I feel like it's never quite the same afterwards. Let's see. All 3 of my Seco Court puzzles at my library book sale. That's awesome. Yeah, my Mickey Springbok was definitely a great find. It's funny because my friend Leslie is a huge Disney fan, and of course, that me and Dave also go to Disney a lot. And so, um, when I saw that, I loved it, and then I didn't realize like she was on the hunt for it, and so she had bought it, not knowing that I had just bought it at her store. I only spent like $5 on it at Goodwill. And I want to say she spent like $60 for it from eBay. And I was like, oh my gosh, you could have borrowed mine. She's like, what? So, yeah, it was definitely a good find. And it had all the pieces, which is awesome. Let's see. I tried Yaz this week and really enjoyed it, mostly for the image. Yay! Turtle is the name. It's cute. Yaz is the same manufacturer as Magnolia, so they have the same quality. So just a little tidbit if you didn't know already. I have not done one. I have one. I've had it for quite some time. It is Colorful Forest, and I feel like a subscriber sent it to me because it was on my wish list for a while, and then they sent it to me, and I was super excited, but then I never got around to doing it. Let's see. I did learn a trick for getting rid of musty smells on puzzles. Put the pieces in a Ziploc, throw them in the freezer. Okay. Wonder if that would work for cigarette smoke too. Nope, that's wrong. Let's see. There's a speed puzzling event in Pensacola, Florida tomorrow. Fun! Oh, thank you. I like my Patreon group. It's so fun. I tried to make it reasonable, so it doesn't matter what tier you join at, you all get the same exact thing. And then I do a lot of free stuff over there, like free exclusive videos, free heads ups, or early access to YouTube videos, or we have a new newsletter. I've been doing a monthly newsletter, which has been super fun. So thank you. I think it's fun. I know not everyone wants to be on like a bunch of different platforms, but that's one I like to be a little bit more intimate with because it's such a small group, which is nice. Here's this. Oh, yay. I think I've been doing this pretty slowly, even though there's not a lot of pieces in each box. I will do probably a video afterwards to show it, and probably like a reel, because this is a fun little way to do it. And I've had people ask about advent calendars that aren't advent calendars, so this is a great option. Yay! Okay, got 3 done. Let's see. I don't think cigarette smoke can be killed. Yeah, it can be tricky. But, okay, 4. We have, ooh, we got a roof. Oh, that's what this is. It's a roof here. There we go. We're going to do this section here with some windows. Can't wait to get to some of the animals. I did do a bird, I guess. All right, next up. You're working on the 4000 Aduca Slice of Life. Oh, fun. We get asked about the life puzzle all the time for Puzzle Warehouse because I do all their like social media DMs, and people ask me that all the time. Sadly, you can't get it from them, so we can't get it from them either, and it's so popular. So hopefully they're making more. If not, they might have discontinued it because it hasn't been on their site for a while either. But the full size of it is in Puzzle Warehouse's retail store, which is kind of fun. I don't know who put it together, but yay. Okay, did I get all the edges? Yes. Oh, fun idea. I do the Peace, Relax, and Paint puzzles when I travel, the way they break up in their puzzle. Yeah, I love that they do the small parts, especially when you even do their 500-piece puzzles. They usually come in 250-piece bags. And since they stay together really well, they are good travel ones because if you're doing them on your lap or something like that, it's not going to get knocked over and like everywhere because it stays together really well. Oh, the slice of life. Fun. That's a good. I feel like I've gone to a puzzle swap in a bit. Because usually I'm trying to get rid of puzzles, not accumulate more. I feel like I've been doing really well about saying no to puzzles, but I think I just hit the same amount of puzzles as I was at the beginning of the year on my to-do list today. But it's not that I don't do them because, sorry, hold on. I'm going to get to that question. It's not that I don't do the puzzles. Like I just hit 100 puzzles for the year, and I definitely have not brought in 100 puzzles. But somehow I feel like my to-do list hasn't gone down. So I don't know what that's about. Uh, I see you still have Mr. Fly. Did you decide to keep it? Yes, I did. I wasn't planning on getting rid of it. I think I just moved it from the shelf when I was doing the declutter to get to the other puzzles, and everyone thought I got rid of it. No, Mr. Fly is still here. I don't think that's one I'll get rid of anytime soon. And I also kept, what's it called? The Magical Journey. That was when I was like in my maybe pile. Maybe did I put Mr. Fly in my maybe pile? Because in my head I was like, that's not leaving. I love that puzzle so much. It's been a bit since I've done it. It's so fun. Oh, well, no, I did not get rid of it. It's still here. Let me see. Red roof, red roof. Is that red roof or bird? Nope. All right, so we talked about your guys' favorite brands. Is there any brands that are on your like blacklist? Not to be negative, so maybe you're like, I don't mind depending on the image. But I'm curious to see if there's any brands that you aren't a huge fan of. For me, let's see, is there any that I'm like truly not? Not really. I think it really just depends on the image. Sometimes if it's a brand that I've maybe not had the best experience with, I'd have to really love the image to convince myself, you know? I don't know if there's one that I'd be like, never again. Just because I would never know, you know? Let's see. You said you drew your big puzzle. Have we seen it yet, though, right? How about you're not telling? You'll see it later. It's the video's already filmed for the pic of it, but I want to keep it a surprise. Ooh, Gallison. Yeah, but I feel like also I need to check the dates on it because I don't mind if it's newer because they have changed their cut a couple of years ago. And I didn't like Gallison before because they were all twos and then they changed to regular grid cut. So I think now I wouldn't mind them so much. It's been a hot minute though since I've done a full size one. I personally had White Mountain on my list for a while, but that was mostly because you have to be careful if you get one that they produced during COVID, because at the time they were going with a different manufacturer because the US warehouses were closed. So they had like outsourced, and some of them you can still find out and about, and that's usually when I have issues. But since then, their newer stuff is fine. I really want to love the 500-piece Bluebird, but yeah. Bluebirds fit. Same with Graphica because it's the same company. They're very crumbly. And Graphica is the one that has the 54,000 piece puzzle. And I noticed that when we were at that weird convention several years ago, and it was the 54,000 piece puzzle, and the fit was atrocious. Which it was very, not the best when you have that many pieces. And then same with Aduka, I feel like is very crumbly. It has beautiful images though. Like none of them are like bad enough that I probably would never do an image, but I have to really love it, to deal with the frustration of a loose puzzle piece. Dada puzzles are usually too dark for my taste. I haven't done too many from them. I feel like in general the dawdle artwork is not my go-to style. There's just something about it that just like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan, but I've only ever done a couple of them. I don't understand this roof. Is there two? Oh, I think there is two. Okay. That's what's happening. I think this is the other roof that goes like this. Or something like that. There we go. Perfect. Yay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Are you still there? Oh, he's sleeping now. He finally settled down. He said, "My bottle's not paying attention." He's been so very meowy today. I don't know what it is, and that's Loki. He's very meowy. Yay! Done already. Maybe I'll try to do the top row. I think that's what I'll do. Aw, Loki, Jake says hi. He's sleeping, but purring at the same time, so I don't know how about you sleeping. Alright, 5. We have more leaves than trees. Do you ever give up on a puzzle and not finish it? I have. Like, I feel like my motto, not like I quit on every puzzle, but if I've lost the fun in it, and it also has like maybe quality issues to the point that I'm just like, you know what, I'd rather keep the hair on my head than I've quit on puzzles. I just don't think I'd get satisfaction of suffering through something because I feel like the whole time I'd be resenting the whole process. And sometimes when that happens, I lose the urge to do more puzzling afterwards. And so since I have so many to do, I don't want that to happen. So there has been times when I've been like, no, I'm done. If it's just tough, but the quality's amazing, usually I can suffer through it because sometimes just that, I'm like, ooh, I'm having a good experience, even though it's challenging. I feel like it's two different mindsets. But as far as the quality, as long as I'm still enjoying the process, I'll keep chugging along, So, yes, I have. I'm like, also hats off to people who like those crazy, like extra challenging puzzles. I was just doing a little bit of research for all Puzzle Warehouse today. And I was looking at, I was like, I'm researching for like social media because like what to post, what to post, what do we have in stock, that type of thing. And I was looking at All Jigsaw Puzzles, which is a British brand. I've never tried them before, but they have like a great cut. It looked nice. They have a ton of images. And so I was looking at All Jigsaw Puzzles, and they have all their impossible puzzles. and one is just grass, one is just snow, like it's just white snow. One is water. I think there's one that's quartz, one's bricks, and it's all just like just grass. It's just freaking grass, which apparently is their top seller, which sounds awful, but I can see either people buying it as a joke for someone, like for like a white elephant gift, or maybe they were like, "Oh, I have a friend who's a puzzler. I'll get him this crazy puzzle because they might think it's super fun." So I feel like that might be why people are buying it so much. Or they're the people who are like, "I want the most out of my money and do this puzzle for 2 years to hopefully finish it." There are people who do that. So that's not me. But they do have some other fun images. I was just looking at those puzzles today, though, and I was like, oh my goodness. Um, all the power to people who can handle those crazy tough images. Larger piece counts, I could probably maybe justify, especially since I have like puzzle friends around. Sometimes I can convince them to puzzle with me. But yeah, I don't know about those ones that are just like all one thing. I feel like it's different though when it's like a gradient. Like I love gradient puzzles, and some people think gradient puzzles are atrocious. So I guess it's like there's a puzzle out there for everybody. But I don't know about those crazy, extra difficult, impossible puzzles. I'm curious if any of you have ever attempted one. I have one puzzle that I got a long time ago, and I don't know, it might be in my dresser over there. It's a wooden puzzle. And it's just wood grain. What's the brand? Oh, it's a husband and wife team, and I forget the brand's name. But it's like these. Let me go grab it because I think it is in this drawer over here. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Okay. So I haven't done it, but I wanted to show it to you. So it's a wooden puzzle brand, and it's a husband and wife team, and it's called Nick and Shelly. And all they do is they take wood grain and make a puzzle out of it. Oh, you can see it here. Which it is a good. I think they might have changed, or they're working on like another version of it. But this is the one that I have like in a tray because the point of it is to have it out on like your coffee table or something. You put in like a couple pieces here and there, not sit and like try to do it for so long. This was the easiest one that they had because it has bigger, thicker lines. They have some that are pretty tough. This one is called Zebra Wood. But I got this one several years ago and I still haven't done it. And then they had given me this mini puzzle. So this is like another version that they carry. It's just like wood grain, which is a cute concept. But I feel like that's as far as I'd go for like instead of those impossible puzzles. Let's see. My sister-in-law, that she'd be funny, got me a 1,000-piece puzzle of hay with a needle hidden in it. Oh my gosh. See, feel like that's maybe why the grass one is so popular, because I could see it being like a good giftable like gag gift. Or maybe people who truly think like people who love puzzles would want that puzzle. I don't know how many puzzlers are buying that puzzle. I feel like that's the story with that one. I'm very curious. Ugh. Let's see, where is this? Oh, there's like little gems hanging from the branches. There's definitely a lot of detail here, but I feel like all of it's below the top level. I've done marbles. Oh, I've seen a few different marbles one. There's one from I think Springbok. That's just marbles. And I think one of the ambassadors had done it, and I was like, "Whoo, that is a tough looking one." Let me see. What am I doing? Oh, then there's a ribbon for here. Oh, okay. Do you or anyone here have a puzzle they have been looking for? Oh, like a unicorn puzzle? Um, you're helping someone find something they've been searching for. That's a good hobby, is like researching puzzles that you're looking for. Um, Not at the top of my head. I'll have to think for a second. So I feel like there was one earlier that I was like, oh, is this puzzle still available? And it wasn't, but I don't remember what it was. Nothing at the top of my head. I'm curious to see what other people's are. This. Yeah, grass and hay sounds awful as a puzzle. Maybe if it was at least in like all the same direction, you at least maybe know like the orientation of the pieces, you know? But I don't know about that one. Springbok Vintage Zero Puzzle. Some of them are crazy. Like when you see Karen's puzzles where she had like the holographic ones, like I feel like that would give me a headache. I feel like it'd be fun to look at the end, but I don't know if I'd be able to do that. I'm like really trying to think, is there any like puzzle that I've been like on the hunt for? I don't think so. Yay, okay. Next up. What was that? 5? Was that 5? Yeah. 6. Hello from Temecula. Oh, me and Dave miss Temecula. We always are like, oh, we miss that place, and we miss like our first house because it was such a good like first house, you know. Um, it's a good area. We miss Temecula. I'm excited I go to LA next month or Orange County. I go to Orange County for the half marathon. I'm so excited. I get to see puzzle friends, of course, but oh, Loki, I'm so sorry. I dropped a piece on him. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Thank you. Um, let's see. Oh, my trip in to LA, I booked Disneyland tickets. I'm so excited. Um, I think it'll be super fun. I'm just going by myself. Originally, my team was considering on meeting up earlier, but they're not arriving until much later in the day. So I get to go to Disney, and I'm so excited. Um, just like solo day. I might see if I have some friends who want to come, but I'm also good with just like doing Disney solo and having a day of it. I think it'd be super fun. Um, so I think it will be good. I arrive a little bit early, mostly because of flights. I feel like flights right now are stupid, and so it was very expensive. So I was like, I'll arrive earlier, save a little bit on flights, but at least I then can squeeze in a Disney day. So I'm excited. Like the puzzle, Goodway puzzle. Which one? Have you been to Omaha? I have not. That's fun. We love the zoo. When we lived in California, we went to the zoo all the time. We had passes the whole time, and it was always so fun. It's massive, but I will say it's different because there's the San Diego Zoo, which is what people normally go to because it's like the biggest zoo in the world, right? And it's huge and it's tons of animals. They expanded it too, so it has even like a whole other like new Africa section. Like it's huge. It's usually pretty busy. Sometimes like we always went Sunday morning because Sunday morning for some reason was always very low key. And so you could go for a few hours, do a section of the park, and then head home before it got busy. So that's what we usually did. But then if you had the zoo passes, you also got access to the safari park, which when we lived in Temecula, that was perfect because the safari park is farther north. And we loved it because it's definitely more like seeing them in like their natural habitat. Like it's not like a zoo where they have like their little enclosure and their thing, which usually the zoo's pretty good. Like the San Diego Zoo is pretty good at giving them like enough space. But the cool thing about the safari park is like they have like this big savanna area where they have like a ton of animals like intermingled and living as if they were in Africa or something like that. And so we loved the safari park because they also had like a little um, like tram, like a little safari where you'd like go out. And we also did one where we fed like giraffes and such. And we were there once when they had just had a new baby rhino born that morning. And so I had pictures of this rhino who's like teeny, teeny, tiny. So we loved the zoo when we went. So yes, we are currently missing California right now. So, and we were trying to make friends and make roots up here, but it is something that we do miss. We had a lot of friends there. Um, Omaha Zoo is number one. Okay. Let's see. My son lives in OC. Cool. Hi from Edmonds. Edmonds, Washington? Quick Hole Hill Puzzle, 500 piece. What is my favorite ride at Disney? Ooh, I don't know. Disneyland, I feel like it might be, that's wrong. That doesn't seem right. Probably Guardians would be my favorite at Disneyland. I feel like it'd be Guardians or Soarin'. I do love Soarin'. Or, yeah, I also love the roller coaster. Quite a few. Um, one of our favorite one of our favorite rides, which is going to sound weird, but it has to be in like the right mood and setting, is the circus train. What was it called? Casey Circus Train. It's a kid's ride. It's a kid's ride. It's a little tiny train that goes around in a circle. And it usually has like these like train cars that look like cages for animals, and it is a children's ride. And me and Dave go on it every single time, but you have to do it at night. And if you can do it when it's winter, they have lights everywhere, and you'll go through these like little arches where all the Christmas lights, and we always sit in the caboose. So it's like a tradition now to sit in the caboose of Casey Circus Train at night with the lights on. It's just like a cozy little romantic, like 10 to 15-minute ride around the track. And, there's something about it that we just like, or I just like. Very romantic, and it became a thing. So, probably not the answer you're looking for, but it's one that is a very memorable ride for us. One of those random things like we just started doing. Let's see. Omaha Zoo is number one 2 years in a row now. That according to what? Let's see. Amy, you are 20 minutes from me. Hi. That's exciting. No, this is wrong. No. Wait, no. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yay. Okay. I've been forever since I've been to the star park. It's so fun. It can be very toasty. It gets very warm in the summertime because it's like in more desert-ish area. It can be very warm, but it is a fun time. We loved it. Bye. Have fun at your speed puzzle competition. Used to live near in Edmonds. That's fun too. You're from Washington. I don't go there all that often. but it's not far from me. I went there when I was. Wait, were you the one who commented about Bella's voice, the little thrift store? Because that is a good thrift store. I had a fun time at that one. And I remember someone had commented like, "Hey, I live near that," and that might have been you. So if you're needing puzzles and you happen to be in the Arlington area, let me know. Plus, we also have the new little puzzle library that's in Arlington, which I think I want to check out tomorrow to see how it is. Apparently, there's been quite a few people who went to see it this week, so that's exciting. I'm glad people are using it. And then when I was at the went to a speed puzzling competition last night, I let people know, like, hey, we have this in Arlington now. So hopefully more people show up to it and use it, because I'm always getting puzzles or needing to find a place for puzzles. And I think going forward, instead of me doing like puzzle sales, because I'm so thankful people did the puzzle sale that I did it over on my Facebook group, because it pretty much helped me pay for my trip to LA, which is great because I had to buy a new computer for work. But it was so much work. It was like a full-time job to get all those out. And so I think going forward, I don't know how much I would sell them. Like I only do it like maybe once a year, but I always feel weird. So I do love the idea of having somewhere local where I can just like have another purpose for the puzzles. Because I donated to like schools and like the Boys and Girls Club. And I've donated to like a couple different nursing homes and such in the area, but they can only take so many, and they can only take like certain puzzles. Like I couldn't give the 1,000-piece really hard puzzles to the school, because they want like specific style of images. So I feel like I was just like gathering a ton of puzzles that I didn't need anymore. So I love the idea of the library to have something local to give. Let's see. Hold on. Reading comments. I'm puzzling a 300-piece Amy Stewart banana split. That sounds so delicious, by the way. My favorite ride at Disneyland, hands down, Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just like the stankiness of the smell, There's a brand, I want to get some, but it's a candle company, and they create candles based off of the smells of Disney. And I've never gotten one, but I would love to. I had a fragrance once, a perfume. It was from Atelier, and it was when I worked at Sephora, and it was called Clementine. Something's Clementine, but it smelled exactly like the orange groves inside Soarin', and I loved that fragrance. I went through like 3 bottles of it. So I would love to get a couple candles that have like the smells of Disney, so like when we're not going, we can still have like those nostalgic moments, Let's see. Yes, I love Bella's voice. That's awesome. You met me at Nationals. Oh, yes, I did meet you at Nationals. Sorry, I met so many people. Oh, yay. Amy, I'm going to write your name down because I always see you commenting. But I'm trying to find more puzzle friends in the area. Am I in Marysville? I'm in Arlington, which is smaller than Marysville, but it's right next door. Like we go there all the time. Arlington's more like farmland. Very small town. I mean, it's still bigger than where I grew up, but Ooh, excuse me. Mount Vernon, just up the north. That's so fun. I'm writing your name down too. We can have a little puzzle party at my house. If you want to come anyway. Especially since now Dave might have some travel time. I'm trying to fill up my time in the week. Yay! Okay. I feel like now I'm getting into the fun parts though. Oh, okay. Because I did. I'll move you here. Or can I switch it? I'm going to switch it so you guys can see it better. Hopefully it's not glitchy. But here we are. We did the top row, which I'm just going to go like this. That's pretty much the top row right there. So the next row is more of the building. We'll get the owl. We'll get these charms. I feel like a lot of the fun is towards the bottom. I feel like the mushrooms would be super fun. I like this image a lot. It's sleepy time. I like this food thing. Anyway. I kind of want to continue going. I was wondering what you were working on. Looks like a cute image. It is cute. It is cute. I think they come with, it comes in like, just as a regular 1,000 piece, but I love that this kind of broke it up, you know? Lots of sleeping animals. Love the little kitty. Love the fox. Can you see that? All the different animals sleeping, and then there's like a little fairy house with the lights on. It is a cute image. Kate, who works for Vermont, gave this to me at Nationals because I was talking about advent calendars, because Vermont Christmas does advent calendars. And nothing says you have to go learn. That is very true. And so she gave this to me because I was like, there needs to be advent calendars that aren't advent calendars. She's like, we have these ones. So I'm excited. Love the style of puzzle. Would be super hard if all mixed together but in sections. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of branches, but I feel like it would be doable. I do like the sections though. So I know this would be an image that I don't know if I would do as a 1,000 piece. You know, this would be a cute like 500 piece puzzle, but I don't know if I would do it as a 1,000 piece version. But I am able to, you know, because it's in smaller sections, which is kind of nice. I'm going to move this up, and I think I will start the next row because I'm still puzzling, so I don't mind if you hang out with me. But if you have more questions for me, that's cool. If I can think of more questions for you, I will also do that. Is there a brand that you wished you could see a review on? I'm always curious because now that I'm not on my super strict no buy, which I was not very super strict on, I'm now very picky about like the 2 puzzles I buy each month. And so I'm trying to like research like the puzzles I want to purchase because you guys know I'm very fortunate to, I'm going to switch you back. I'm very fortunate to receive puzzles for review, but I feel like sometimes that means the industry is choosing what I show you, and I still want to do things that either I'm interested in or you're interested in, and there's no strings attached. You know, I don't have to do it in a certain timeline. I can just do them because I want to, that type of thing. So now I'm like researching which puzzles to do next. Part of me wants to do a couple wooden ones. Like I am truly interested in getting a Liberty and getting a Stumpcraft as like the 2 puzzles for May, but they're not like wooden puzzle content does not perform well. Like it does maybe a third of what normal jigsaw puzzle content does. So I don't know if I want to do that, or if I also am curious about maybe getting another Soonness, but I've done that brand before. But since it's like I want to buy fewer puzzles, it seems special to buy just one puzzle that I really am interested in. But I'm also curious if there's puzzles or brands that you guys want to see, so that way, you know, it makes sense. So let me know if there's anything you want to see. Unless it's, if you guys say, oh, you know what puzzle I really want you to do? Sorry, my eyes itchy. My allergies are ridiculous today. No puzzle I really want you to do is like the super all grass puzzle from all jigsaw puzzles. I would completely ignore your comment. Just saying. Chuff. Is that a puzzle brand? Oh wait, someone wrote a puzzle brand earlier and I had no idea what they were. And they said, that's my favorite puzzle brand. Now I need to go up so I don't forget. I'm writing things down. Let's see if I can find it. Hello, good idea. Sorry, I'm seeing where I had all the brands coming. And someone said Starlight. I'm gonna write this down. I want to check out Starlight puzzles. I don't know what that is, but I'm intrigued. Okay, how do I get back to the? I don't like the mouse on this new computer. I don't know how to get to certain things. Here? Yes. Okay. Oh, you know what? I made a banner earlier for this live, which is kind of pointless now. But if you wanted to know what I'm doing, look at that being fancy. I don't know how long it stays. I think it just sits there. So if you want to know, that's what I'm working on. Oh, comments. Okay. It's a husband and wife, and they presented at Puzzle Club last month. I'll write them down. Chuff puzzles. There's some brands on Puzzly that I wonder how they are. They carry some brands. They carry a lot of brands that are just like onesie twosies. Like they don't have a ton of images. You know, I'm always curious about them too. Because I did Visi Vasi, which apparently is more of a European brand. And I did them and it was fine. It just wasn't the same, I feel like, quality that I'm used to, you know? Seeing art people 500 versus 1,000, is there a difference? Yes, there is. I don't know if I have a video that's both of them, but I do have a video of a 500 piece and a video of a 1,000 piece of art table. And personally, I go smaller with their stuff because they tend to have a looser fit when you go larger pieces. But I've had the East, the Sun, West, and the Moon puzzle in my collection for years, and I've done it a ton of times, and it's completely fine. So it really just depends on the puzzle. And when I was talking to Brian at Puzzle Warehouse, he said it really just depends on the brand and their dies. So they buy their own dies, and so some brands replace them more often, which means that the fit of the puzzle is a lot more consistent. And some brands try to keep their dies for as long as possible because they're super expensive to replace, and so they'll keep them as long as possible. Especially if it's a smaller brand, it's a big expense, and so that's why some brands are looser than others. And I was like, that is very interesting. So that's how I learned how the fit can really be impacted. So I don't know if that's the case for them. I just know that's something I learned recently that I thought I'd share. Let's see. You know what puzzle I've never shown you in a video is my 500 piece East of the Sun, West of the Moon puzzle. I've never done it on video. And part of that is because one of the things I agreed upon, like I had like weird rules when I first started my channel. And one of them was like, I'm never going to do my favorite puzzle. I'm never going to do my favorite puzzle in front of you. And I don't know why that was, but I've never done East of the Sun, West of the Moon on a video just to keep it special. So it's a good puzzle though. It's super fun. Let's see. There are so many. I know, and there's new ones popping up all the time. Um, it's definitely a growing community. But what is sad though is that there's so many new puzzle brands that I feel like sometimes it can be not necessarily oversaturated, but it's hard to break out and be noticed. That you'll discover a brand and then like a month later they're gone. You know what I'm so sad about? Sorry, I'm not puzzling right now. You know what I'm so sad about is that Blue Kazoo just like stopped their website. And I know they hadn't come out with something new in a while, and they're always having like crazy discounted sales, and they just didn't survive. And it's so sad because that Richard Scary puzzle, which is still a traveling puzzle, I still see that it's traveling. It's such a good puzzle, and it's so sad that they're not existing anymore. At least maybe they're just getting new owners. Maybe they're doing something on the back end that we can't see, but I haven't seen them in a while. New York Puzzle Company aren't available in Aurora. Oh, for reviews? I feel like I need to get some like new New York puzzle companies because I always get them at the thrift stores, but I would love to do like a new release. I know what I want to do, which sounds really dangerous. I'm going to Puzzle Warehouse in July. And when I'm there, I'm probably not going to stick to my no buy. And I'm coming up with a giant wish list because for me, it's also what I do for work with them is I got puzzles last year and I'm still doing them for review and for blogs. And it's very helpful to have a collection of puzzles that they carry. And so I'm getting together a giant wish list for when I go to Puzzle Warehouse. Because I can shop in the warehouse, which it's good content for you guys, but also I can get them shipped directly to me. And since I'm an employee, I can use my employee discount. So it's going to be a very dangerous weekend. But I'm excited. It's going to be so much fun. I am the MC again this year, which I thought I would be nervous last year, speaking in front of that many people, being the person with the microphone. But it was so much fun. Sell puzzle people, and that's apparently those are my people. So it was just super fun to be the MC. And so I'm doing it again this year. I am going to have another person who's helping because we'll bounce back and forth because it was a lot on me last year because I was like judging and running the whole pretty much event section. So it's going to be nice to have a lot more help this year, which is good. Sorry, a bunch of things just came in. Birdie Puzzles is a small brand or any small brand. I feel like in general, I want to focus on niche brands. Like the ones that no one's ever heard of. Like, have you heard of this brand before? Let's try it out together. Like that to me is super fun. I love trying new brands. So maybe that's, I'll just like keep in mind. Birdie Puzzles. And write all of them down. And then later I'll be looking at this list and be like, what was that about? See, I think it's hard for new brands to get to a volume that they can be competitive. Yeah. That's one of the other things, like already puzzles are a treat, right now people are trying to buy gas to go to work, which is ridiculous. I mean, we live in Washington and Dave drives a lot for work and the prices here are almost to like $6 a gallon. So buying puzzles, that's a treat. And so to buy a new brand that's their puzzles are $35 when you can go to the thrift store and maybe buy one for say $5 or go to a puzzle swap where you're just like, swapping a puzzle and being more cost effective. Like I can understand why small brands just can't quite have the same power as like a brand that's well established. But even some well established brands, they're still pricey. And I mean, the puzzle world isn't large, and there's not a huge margin for profit. So, it's a tough industry to get into. And then I also feel like there's a lot of like artists who are like, well, I just want my art to go into puzzles, but maybe their artwork, it may be beautiful for a painting, but maybe as a puzzle is not a good puzzle. That happens quite a bit. And so maybe that's also why they like have this whole new line and they have all their beautiful artwork. But as a puzzler, you might look at that and be like, that's like 1,000 pieces of like hazy sky, Oh, I hope that makes sense. Let's see. I just finished the Rolling Hills that was in the U.S. Nationals. Loved it. It's that was easily my favorite one for Nationals. I feel like there's a lot of national puzzles this year that I just didn't vibe with. They were so much fun, like they're super fun to look at, but I don't know if I'd want to speed puzzle it for one. But there's a lot of them that I just wasn't like, I just wasn't willing to buy. There was several of the Cobble Hill ones though. The Cobble Hill room was, I feel like, more my vibe this year than the crazy hard speed puzzling competitions. You can't maintain no buy when you're in Puzzle Warehouse. No, especially when you work for Puzzle Warehouse. Yeah, I think it's just I feel like I've accepted the fact that my gumball machine is super fun, but it's staying forever. There's no end game, and that just relieved a lot of like anxiety around it, And it is my job, and I love it. Like it's the best job in the world is to say, I do puzzles for a living. Like, how many people can say that? I'm so grateful. Let's see, the key to spending money at your job: don't pay them more than they pay you. I will say though, I haven't bought any puzzles this year from Puzzle Warehouse, so I've been pretty good because I know for me, I'd much rather buy them in person. Um, so yeah, I think I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine. And I have a pretty good employee discount, so that would be good. The key to oh wait, you'll be a great MC. I hope to go next year. I can only imagine walking through the warehouse and all those. It is overwhelming, and what makes it pretty overwhelming is that it's not organized. So you have to think of it. I mean, it's a warehouse. It's not a store. So it's a kind of like an Amazon warehouse where wherever there's open space, they put the boxes of puzzles, and each thing has its own unique barcode. So if they have an order come in, they have like a little device thing that tells them exactly where the puzzle is in the warehouse. So when you go to shop, nothing makes sense. Like it is just chaos. And, the people know where things are, but as a shopper, you're like, what is happening? And part of that's fun because like needle in a haystack, like just finding something that you vibe with. And so when the event was happening last year, and I think I have a video on it, I was writing down like if I had a moment, like usually in the morning or in the evening, I would just like look in the shelves. But I couldn't buy then. I bought when the event was over, but I was taking pictures of all the shelves that I was interested in, and then I went back later to do my shopping, and I was like, "What? Why was I at the shelf?" And then I'd find the one that I knew that caught my attention, and that was super fun. So I feel like I might do that again this year, just to I don't know. I don't know. It was super fun. I'm excited to go again. And yeah, emceeing was super fun. It's just like it's not as intense as the big competitions. It's still much more of a local thing, even though there's a lot of people. Like we have, I forget the count. We have a lot of people. I think last year they had 2,000 people show up during the weekend. So it's a big event, but as far as like the competition, it seems small. Uh, let's see, if you could do interviews with puzzle artists, that would be cool. I had a couple that I've reached out to. It just hasn't worked out scheduling wise. And it's funny because I have a couple of those videos and they performed so poorly, but the people who watched them loved them. Like it's definitely a niche group of who want to watch those videos. But I would love to do more puzzle artists. I know you'll reach out to him. The person, I think his name's Chris Bigelow from Bigelow Illustration. He follows my channel. Maybe I'll reach out to him and do something because I just pulled two of his puzzles from the Gumball machine. So I think it'd be fun to incorporate him maybe. But if you have other puzzle artists that I need to know them. I feel like it's hard sometimes to reach out to random people and be like, hey, you want to be on my channel? And they're like, no thanks. you know. Oh, let's see. Have I tried Hobbery? No, but I have one. I got it at Goodwill. They had like a whole bunch of like, I don't know if it was like overstock or whatever, but I do have one. Um, Hobbery. Okay. I've heard good things, and people were going nuts when they found them at TJ Maxx or Marshalls. There was a collection. Ours never had any, and I searched, but I did find it at Goodwill. I think you might be right, Peggy. Um, I think it just, it's my job. Now I can just be like, oh, sorry, it's what I do for work. I need to buy puzzles. I don't want that to mean like buying a ton of puzzles. I'm trying to be mindful, but also, it is nice to be able to have a ton of puzzles that I could use for Puzzle Warehouse because I do their blogs, and that requires a lot of photos and such sometimes. So it's nice to have the puzzles. And yeah, I could probably ask for them and they'd send them to me, but something about like going and buying the ones that I want seems better. I sent you a jazz puzzle a couple of years ago. Oh, yes, you did. I also have that jazz cat one from Magnolia that, do I still have it? Yes, I do. I can see it. I can see its haziness down at the bottom. And then I did a jazz one that was from African American Expressions, I think it was. Oh, someone sent me. Oh, I don't have it up here. Oh, I have to put in a video. But I'm so excited for it. Britta Best, who lives in Germany, had gone to the speed puzzling competition, saw Jean and Kathy, and gave them a puzzle to give to me. And it's so cute. It's by Ravensburger, and it's the gumball machines. And all it said was there was a little card, and it's like, you need this puzzle. And I like opened up the bag, and it was like the one with all the gumball machines, and I was like, oh my gosh! And people didn't know why it was so like this is the perfect puzzle for me. And when I told them about the gumball machine challenge, like, oh, this makes sense now. She was like, I was wondering why she was giving you a gumball machine puzzle. So I'm excited. So I'll have to do that. That would be a fun one to do on camera because it's kind of like, you know, almost made for my channel. Yas puzzle. Yes, I do have that one. Who are some artists you wish you would have more puzzles? Two of mine are Sandra Brinton. I love Greg Paprocki. I love Greg Paprocki. He's so good because he did Pets Upon Springs and Jazzy, and I loved both of them. I've redone those so many times. I gotta look. Hold on. The Anya Jane is one of my favorite puzzle artists, but she's only with Villager so far as I know, and I love her artwork. Nathaniel Mortison, he's good too. Of course, anything Rose Cat Con, like all the popular like Ravensburger ones would be fun to do more of. I feel like I've only noticed puzzle, and this is going to sound bad, but I've only really noticed the artist behind the puzzles for the past few years because I wasn't much of an art person. You know, I just did the puzzle because I like the image, not of like thinking that it's an artist-based work, you know? So I feel like it's just started to learn about artists recently, and I'd like to follow the ones that call out to me, you know? I love, Dominic Davison because his skies are like the best skies ever. The cotton candy sky from the Evenings in Paris puzzle is like my favorite. I love it so much. Yeah. I like Edward. He's the one who does those darker puzzles from Ravensburger. Yeah, I think those are the call outs at the top of my head. Let's see. Oh, sorry. A bunch just came in at the same time. Or even puzzle companies. I don't know what that was for. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of people that know about it. I feel like in general, and I feel like it happens with a lot of different industries. Like the puzzle community, I feel like blew up pretty quickly. So everyone like buys all these puzzles, and then people are like, "Oh, right, I have to do all these puzzles now." So now it's like people are wanting their space back. I saw it a lot on. I followed a lot of beauty YouTubers back in like 2014, 2020, like when it was like the big boom of like beauty YouTubers. And then come like 2020 when COVID happened, they were like, I don't need all this stuff. I'm not wearing the makeup. And then they like decluttered half of it. You know, I feel like it's a similar situation with puzzles right now. But also people, I feel like there's also the mindset of a lot of people who are like, well, collecting puzzles and doing puzzles are two different hobbies, which, you know, if you have the closet space, that is awesome. But for me, I'm always running out of space. So I need to make sure that I'm, I don't know, mindful of the ones that I say yes to. What was Cobbled Together about? I watched the live stream, but they focused on the speed puzzling. I wish they did the live streams of the other rooms, besides, like, I know that's why people are there is for the speed puzzling competition, but I feel like this year in particular was so much more than the speed puzzling competitions. And for me, it was kind of like the cherry on top of the event. Like, I liked all the other stuff that was happening, and yes, there was a speed puzzling competition. And maybe if I was speedier and I trained and I really wanted to win, that would be my main focus. But for me, it was like everything else. And I wish they had live streamed like all the panels. Like, I didn't get to do any of the panels because I was doing other things, and I felt like the people who were presenting the panels didn't get as much exposure because of all the other stuff happening. So it would have been nice to have live streams, or at least record it so that way people could watch it later. That would have been nice. But the Cobbled Together, which one was that? Oh, that one was interesting. So you were technically a team of 4, but you were kind of 2 pairs, and you and your pair sat on one table, and the other pair sat on this table behind you, and you had the pieces for your puzzle, but the poster for the other pair's puzzle. So you had to kind of communicate with them of like what they were working on, and they would communicate with you like what you were working on, like what am I supposed to be doing. So that was very interesting. Me and my mom were a pair, and we had the Boo, the Halloween one, and then the other team behind, like our other teammates had the one that was the cakes. And so you're like describing what it is, and so they'd be like, "What is this purple thing?" And you'd be like, "Oh, that's a flower over here," you know. So that's what it was. Is that it was you had 2 different puzzles, but you didn't have your image. So you just had to like work on it like you didn't have the box top, which was challenging. I feel like the biggest challenge for us was the space constraints because Cobble Hill's 500 pieces are chonky, and so you didn't have enough space, and you couldn't use sorting trays. So that was our biggest issue, especially for like someone who's a newer puzzler, and I feel like that's where a lot of newer puzzles was in the Cobble Hill room. Having sorting trays would have made a huge difference to just have more space to use, because my mom was like, I don't know what to do with all these pieces. So it was quite challenging, but it was super fun. And I didn't get to do the relay because the first relay was during the panel that I was in, and then the second relay was during when I was competing, so I didn't get to do the relay, but I heard that was super fun too. I can't name the artists of most of my puzzles. I only know the ones that I've done a few times, you know, but I'm kind of the same. Like, maybe that sounds bad, but I feel like it's how most puzzlers are. You do it for the artwork and not necessarily knowing who did the artwork. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I feel like how I was before I started like YouTube and making sure that I read every artist that's on the box, you know? Yeah. I did like it though, the Lake Tahoe puzzle, mostly because when it came out, so one of me and Dave's top like 5 vacations ever was when we went to Lake Tahoe, and we loved it. And so I was just happy about the context of the puzzle. And it was super cute too, but I really just liked it because, you know, it's Lake Tahoe. I think the rise of AI has made me pay more attention. Yeah. Lars Stewart. Oh, Lars Stewart. I personally prefer Laura Stewart over Amy Stewart's puzzles, mostly because Amy's are just busy. Usually they're super busy, and that's usually not my vibe. Where Lars, I feel like, are more like cozy scenes. Like his train collection was so fun. I did the one that I was like, oh, I forget what it's called, but it had like a desert scene in the window, and then you have like the train inside the car. So fun. I would love to do more from that line. And then of course Lars also did these needlework station that I love, and artist palette that I love. Like, oh, I do love Lars Stewart a lot. Um, oh, not such a Springbok or Haze. Yeah. I had to be in the mindset for either. And oh, I learned when I was with Susan, because I knew I pronounced it wrong during one of my videos. I'm talking about Hyatt. So it's pronounced, it looks like Hayes, like Heye. Um, and I had talked about it in a video, and someone had said, like, I mispronounced it. And so then I was talking to Susan, and I knew it was like hi or something like that. And she's like, you have to, she's like, she talked to the the CEO of whatever, and you have to go, hi-ya! And that's how you can remember how to pronounce it, in case you're curious. So that's how I guess it's pronounced. But I've done maybe like 3 of them, and every single time they've had a very loose fit where everything went together, like Falls Fit City. And I think I mentioned that on a video once, and so I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, that is the best brand ever. And I'm like, I don't think I'm the only person who has said that. So, every brand has its own quirks. Maybe they've gotten a good one, and I've gotten ones that are a bit on the loose side. But so far, all the ones that I've done from them have been on the loose side. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, Springbok is huge. Yeah, and they do use a lot of artists too. I think they do have new owners. They have new owners, I think, starting the past couple months. I don't know how that's going to change things, but I do know that's the case. And I feel like as things were, I don't know, this is just me thinking on my own, not talking about the brand or anything. But I'm curious if while all the litigation and stuff was happening, they were just like, you know what, let's just deal with AI because it's easier for licensing than artists. That's just my first thought. But I'm curious to see how they're going to develop now that they have new owners. And that's not a secret. That's like public knowledge is that they have new owners. I know they're changing their box design, and personally, I'm excited for their box design because I feel like the ones that I have currently are always on like the flimsy side. Like, I always feel like they're just gonna like break open. So I'm excited to see what comes of it. Maybe they'll change some things up. Let's see. Which country is Demelsa Houghton from? Is she U.S. or not? I don't know. No, do not know. I'm curious though. Let's see. Elsa Houghton. UK. There we go. Oh, Lars are so good. Sorry, I'm not even. I've abandoned my puzzle. I'm just chatting with you guys now, which it's nice. I feel like I might do this a little bit more often when Dave's traveling, because then I can just still hang out with you guys. It's fun. It's been back for years out of. That drives me nuts too. Like not having a corner for the puzzle. In general, I also don't love Springbok's tiny pieces. Like there's so many and they're identical. Like it drives me nuts. At the end, you have like 30 of all these pieces that just are like a block with 2 dots. Like I don't mind random cuts like spaghetti tree. They're considered they're kind of random where they're not just the grid. I think in the I was talking to Brian about it because we were talking about different piece cuts of puzzles. And when you have the traditional piece shapes, but they're more of like a ribbon, like how do I say it? It's a traditional piece shapes, but they're more of like a random style of puzzle. I'm trying to make this make sense. It's called a random ribbon cut. That's what I was told. So I think that's my preferred. Like, as I know, New York Puzzle Company also does it, where they have like their normal pieces, as in far shape, but they just kind of go everywhere. Let's see. Does anyone know why Ravensburger doesn't sell Vigilante images in the U.S.? They just are very strict about EU versus USNA type catalogs, which I don't understand why. I think it's stupid. But I'm sure there has to do with some like marketing and maybe they've done some research of like what we like versus what they like. But I feel like if you're going to be in charge of a ton of competitions, then you should be able to have access to both catalogs, because if you're going to show a puzzle from a catalog that's in one but not the other, like that doesn't seem fair. So I don't know. But I have several kind of triangle blocks that I love because they are so whimsical. Okay. I haven't done the triangle ones. I've only ever done like their big ones. But I have a new one from them. I say new. I've had it for a year and haven't done it yet. But I'm curious to see how that one is because I haven't done a new one in a while. But I'm hoping it's good because I have the fox. That was it called? Friendly Fox or something like that. And it's a cute image, but a lot of the outside is just blue. And if it has a horrible fit, I might just do the fox and call it a day. Oh, do you build your puzzle straight across as shown? Oh, I'm just doing it because it's a, um, what's it called? Simple section puzzle. So they're in these section pieces. So they are made to go in order. I mean, I could have done it randomly, but that's why I'm doing it this way. I normally don't go row by row. That would suck. That would be very interesting, though, to do a puzzle, but you could only go like completely top down. I did it only once, but it was the what's it called? Prism by Sunis, because you only have one row of each color, so it was very easy to do, um, and that was super fun. I know it's getting late for, I'm sure, some of you. It's already, it's been 2 hours. Boy, I'm gonna blabbing up a storm. Thanks for being here. Um, wasn't sure how many of you were going to show up today because it's very spontaneous, but I'm glad that you did. I'm trying to finish this section. I'm going to take this section over here so I can see what I'm doing. See, I've been getting 100 to 200 piece puzzles I can do during my lunch break. The design for those piece counts seem to be blown. Yeah, especially like if you have like the little pocket size one. Actually, one of my videos that I just finished filming today should be up Sunday. I don't know if there's going to be a video tomorrow. If you're just tuning in, my computer broke and I had to get something else, and all my stuff is on that. It's a thing. But what was I saying? Oh, and so the puzzle video that I have next is going to be travel size puzzles or just like smaller piece counts. I think there's a dozen that I did for that video, and I'm just like comparing them side by side because I feel like they're so helpful, especially if you're traveling or maybe you just don't have time or maybe you just want to do like a small piece count on your lap. Like there's definitely a niche for them, they can be very helpful. So I feel like that would be a good video to do. I saw someone do the row by row as a challenge. Took a long time. I actually think it's in my gumball machine as a sabotage. I feel like I saw it when I was cutting them up. So hopefully that never comes because that sounds awful. I think I would have to be very strategic of like what puzzle I do it with because that sounds really tough. What's wrong? Night, Rhonda. I unable to change one channel. Did a puzzle with Eiffel Tower, lots of sky, and it was 2,000 pieces overall. He ended up being very clever with the sky. That's crazy. Hot tip. Flight attendants love travel size puzzles as gift. Oh, fun. Yes, like Puzzledly has them, and then like Travel, is that the one? Yeah, they have the 99 pieces. I personally like the ones that are like still normal size pieces, like New York Puzzle Company. They have their 100-piece puzzles and they're in these cute little boxes, but they are standard size pieces, which for me is better, especially if I'm like having achy days. There are some. Do you not do the sabotages with the next one drawn? It depends. Like I didn't do with the chopsticks one because I knew I couldn't do it if it was 1,000 pieces, but the one where I did the candlelight one, I did do it with the next puzzle. Same with when I did the dancing one, I did it with like the next puzzle. But I think if it was the one that was like, I don't know which other ones, but it might just depend. Like I might need a small piece count because of some reason, you know. Yeah, actually, I have them. Sorry, I'm trying to stand up. Right here, I have a couple on my shelf. Sorry. They look like this. They're like little tiny boxes, and they're 100 pieces, and they have a ton of images. And actually, during Christmas time, I don't know if you celebrate Christmas, but their advent calendars, which are stupid expensive, but they're all, that's what these are, like that size. And so they're normal standard size pieces, which is super fun. And sometimes during sales that you can find them for like $5 each. So, or also on Puzzledly's website, you can sometimes find like one or two in like their sale section. And then you can still do like buy 3 puzzles, get 20% off. So that's how I've gotten a lot of my New York ones at a lower cost than buying them full price. There you go. So those are good ones. And they hold up really well. Like I've done some of my, especially like my advent calendar that I had since 2020. Is that when I got my first advent calendar? No, 2021. And I still do it every year and it still holds up fine. So they can hold up to use. You know, my goal was to finish this section. I think I'm going to have to finish this section and call it a night because it is now, where's my time on this one? 9:30. So. Trying to think of what other brands I did that were the small piece counts. Like one there. I did, the reason why I wanted to get a Stumpcraft full-size puzzle is I did their mini puzzle and it was fantastic. It was only like 30 pieces, but the whole time I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. You know what I want to try? Sorry, I'm totally beelining it off that topic. So sorry. Still kind of on topic. So there is a subscription that I kind of want to try. Let me know your thoughts. It's a wooden puzzle subscription, but it's what's it called, the Wooden Puzzle Club. And you like rent the puzzles and send them back. And they're like some of the really expensive ones. Like maybe that's what I could do to try Liberty Puzzles. I think Artifact Puzzles is the one who runs it, but they have like a whole bunch of different brands that you can try. I'm very curious about trying just to see, because wooden puzzles are pricey. So it might be a way to try it. Let me know your thoughts on that if you're interested. I know not everyone's interested in wooden puzzles, but I feel like it's something I would be interested in trying once or twice, I don't know if it would be like a long-term commitment situation, but I like the appeal of wooden puzzles because they last forever. Like they're heirlooms at this point. But I sometimes don't do them a lot. The ones that I repeat tend to be my Christmas ones because they're like a tradition at this point to like bring out my Christmas wooden puzzles and like do them and they're cozy versus some others. I don't know. Contemplating it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I feel like it'd be a good way for people to like tip their toes into it versus like committing to spending hundreds of dollars on a puzzle that you may do once, because a lot of people are like one and done. Like you do your puzzle, check it off, and then move on. So spending like $150 on a puzzle doesn't make sense. But if you're just renting it, it might work out. I will also say though that wooden puzzles also have a good resale value. So if you're into wooden puzzles, you can sometimes follow like Facebook groups and such that end up being much more cost effective than buying them new. And wooden puzzles can usually withstand like a lot of use, so they're pretty much brand new, like I've gotten some rental ones from Elms before, and it was beautiful. It was the Alice in Wonderland one. They sent it to me just to try, and it was so good. And that was a hand-cut wooden puzzle, which was fun. Should try a wooden puzzle, but the prices, yeah, they're pricey, right? So I'm curious. I might have to research the advent calendars. Rental subscription. Because I do think it might be a good, more approachable way for people to try the wooden puzzle world. That's why I also love on like my Facebook group, or if you're in the Patreon group, I will use my wooden puzzles as traveling puzzles. So the Patreon group, for paid people at least, sorry, not trying to sell you on the Patreon group, but I just sent out 3 of my Wentworths, and they're like my favorites. And so that way people can try them and love them, but not have to commit to buying them, and they just do them, send them off on their way, you know? Where does this one go? Oh, does this go this way? Yay! My dad surprised me, my sister, mom, and I with a Wentworth puzzle for Christmas. They're so much fun. They are a fun time. That's where I feel like I can justify a little bit more. Maybe if you don't celebrate Christmas, but maybe if you had like a special like birthday one or certain seasonal one, where it's more tradition to do each year. I feel like that way you at least get like your, I don't know, more of your money's worth, you know, than just buying it, doing it once, and sending it on its way. So there's several of my wooden ones that are Christmas that I keep, you know, because those are ones I do every single year, and I look forward to it because it means like Christmas is coming and it's warm and cozy, and um, it's fun. And for us, it's just me and Dave, so having little traditions at home makes the season seem more special, you know? Oh, yay, I got it. It's taking me like 30 minutes to do this 50-piece. I'm so talkative tonight. Maybe because I had coffee. I haven't had coffee in like a month. Oh, fun. There's a new spaghetti tree puzzle that's 4th of July themed. I was very tempted. It was cute. And I feel like my parents would love it because they are very like patriotic on the boat during the 4th of July parade and such. So I thought they would enjoy it. But I didn't get it. I was trying to be good. Okay. Also, having coffee at 10 o'clock at night, probably not the best idea. I'm going to be buzzing. But I was dragging my butt earlier. It's a rough time trying to stay awake. And Dave's like, have a cup of coffee. And I thought, oh, I'll have just like a single shot of espresso. That's all this is. It's been taking me like 3 hours to drink it. Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds tricky though. All right. I am done with this section. Yay! Connect it. Okay. I think it will be a challenge. Oh man, hopefully you can sleep tonight. I can only drink coffee in the morning or I'm up all night. Yeah, I didn't think this through. I was just thinking because it was a single shot, it wouldn't be too much. But I think because it's taking me so long to drink it, it's might cause some problems. Or maybe I'll pass out. Who knows? But it has been quite a long time that I've been here with you. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with me this evening. I always say every single time I do a live, like I love these so much. I need to do them more often. I really do. I think with Dave not being home, it might be a lot easier, you know. We'll see. But it also means like I would like to, I'm very chatty today. So thank you for being here. I will see you guys all very soon. Again, tomorrow I may not have a video out because of computer issues. I'll do my best, but if not, I will see you on Sunday. Thank you so much. Thank you for the good lucks with my laptop. Fingers crossed. I have my Apple meeting is at like 10:30 tomorrow morning. We'll see. Hopefully they don't have to have it for too long. But thanks so much, and I'll see you guys all very soon. All right. Bye, guys.